Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be discussing my audio upgrade, which is my Cardo PackTalk Edge. So if this is something of interest to you and you'd like to know more, sit back, relax, grab yourself a cup of tea, and without further ado, let us get into the video. So ladies and gentlemen, how are we all doing? I hope you're doing well. And as the title of the video suggests, we are going to be discussing my audio upgrade, which is my Cardo PackTalk Edge. Now, as you guys may remember, I did a video not too long ago on the Cardo Spirit HD, which I'll put a link to in a card above or in the description somewhere if you want to go and see it. Just so you know where we got to and how we got to where we are now. Now, as you guys know, the Spirit HD that I had worked flawlessly, had absolutely no problems whatsoever, and I enjoyed using it immensely. But when the PackTalk Edge came out, and when I was offered it at a really good price, I couldn't say no. And I know that sounds like a massive cop-out, but you'll get where I'm coming from in a minute when I say what it does and what the Spirit HD doesn't do. Now, both the Spirit HD and the PackTalk Edge have similar size speakers. However, the quality of the speakers differs immensely. And what I mean by that is, the speakers that are currently in the PackTalk Edge, which I've got in my Arrow RX-7 at the moment, have speakers by JBL. And these speakers are 100%, categorically 100% amazing. The loudness, the clarity of the sound, the audio that you get back through the speakers, like when you listen to music or even when you're having a phone call, is second to none. They are the absolute dog's danglies. Now, in terms of the functionality that you get out of the PackTalk Edge, it is very similar in some ways to the Spirit HD, in the fact that you can connect to other Cardo units and so on. You've got a good range of connectivity in terms of other brands as well. The PackTalk Edge now offers universal pairing, so it will actually connect to other brands of units. So things like the Senna SMH5s and so on, blah 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 blah. That will all work. And I think I see either a Triumph Daytona 675 or a Ducati over there. I think it's a Ducati. Now, if only it was on my 1098, it would make so much more sense. But never mind. I digress. Woo! If you hadn't guessed as well, ladies and gentlemen, I've not been on the R1 for nearly a week due to being on holiday. So this is my first ride in a week, so I do apologise if my talking and my skill set is a little bit rusty, because, you know, with being a bloke trying to talk and do more than one thing at a time is difficult for us at the best of times. But anyway, I digress. I would also like to point out that from my last long video I did, I was in a bit of a dark place with regards to my mother's health and certain other bits and pieces, but I would just like to say that I'm feeling a lot better since I made that video, and I am just generally feeling a lot happier, which is difficult to do when, you know, certain people that you hold dear are coming towards the end of their lives. But it is what it is. Anyway, back to the PackTalk Edge. I would strongly recommend that if you haven't already got one of these units, to go out and get one. I've not had a single issue with the audio dropping out or having the audio clipping when I'm listening to music. I've never had my phone disconnect on it. As you can see, I've got my phone on the quad lock top yoke mount at the moment. And just to prove a point, as you can see, I'm just listening to St. Elmo's Fire, which is kind of a puffy song, but it's quite a good motivational song in my opinion. And one from the 80s, I'm now listening to the Transformers 1984 movie soundtrack. Another motivational banger from back in the 80s, if you are an 80s child. Anyway, like I said, I've not had any issues with the actual PackTalk Edge itself. The battery life is amazing. On average, I probably have to charge it every 3 or 4 days, which isn't bad for a tiny unit. Another great feature about the actual PackTalk Edge itself is that it's magnetic. So just like the Spirit HD and all the other units that have gone before it, the actual clamp on the helmet itself is super strong. And like with all other Cardo units from the past, you can either use a friction mount or you can use a 3M sticky mount. I opted to go for the friction mount because that just works best with the RIs in general. As you guys know, I work in the industry, so I fit these almost on a daily basis. So it just makes sense to use the friction mount because I know it works, and it doesn't cause any damage to the helmet, it doesn't cause any damage to the internals or the shell or anything like that. So it's definitely worth investing in my opinion. And if you're one of these guys that likes to rock around wearing earpods and stuff like that, yes, okay, you might be getting a huge amount of audio into your ears, but the problem you're going to have is eventually, and I use this term loosely, eventually your ears are going to suffer. I used to ride for a long time with headphones while I was riding to see, you know, ex-partners and stuff like that when I used to live in Southampton and so on and so forth. But given the option, if I could go back and change to using the Bluetooth unit like I've got now, it's a no-brainer for me. I won't use anything other than that, purely because 1, you still hear what's going on around you, 2, it's not so loud that you can't hear yourself, and 3, if you were to come off, with the speakers being within the cheek pads, i.e. like with my RX-7, the earbuds will not, the speakers will not perforate my eardrums like the earpods will, purely because the earpods actually sit inside your ears, not hover in front of them. Like I've already said, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already got a Bluetooth comms unit, I would highly suggest looking into the PackTalk Edge. There is another version of this unit called the PackTalk Custom, where if you don't want all the benefits and features that the Edge comes with, you can actually customize it to suit your own personal needs. The downside to that, unfortunately, is you have to pay a monthly subscription for those services, which, in all fairness, in the long run, will probably cost you more than it would do just buying the PackTalk Edge outright. I mean, that's my opinion anyway. But like I said, I would definitely suggest looking into getting one if you haven't already done so. And if you do use a Bluetooth comms unit, either for making phone calls or listening to music or sat-nav or all of the above, let me know in the comments down below what unit you actually use. It'd be nice to see who uses what, where and when. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, as always, you guys have been absolutely awesome. I have been Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, saying look after yourselves, look after each other, stay safe on the roads, be aware of COVID-19, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, adios!